Goodbyes. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is for June the 11th, 2025. The Bold and the Beautiful. All right, let's just jump right into this. I haven't watched the soaps in like over a year, so I had to go back and start like trying to catch up as much as possible. But I will say that everything that's happened between with Luna, I've been intrigued by that storyline, so I'll drop in. And so because the storyline is all about Luna and Steffi and how Luna is like Steffi's new Sheila, her, her arch nemesis. So she is the new Sheila for Steffi that feels like Steffi is getting in the way of taking of Finn having a relationship with her, which is very similar to what Sheila has always said. Although now Sheila is with Deacon and she's trying to be more on the straight and narrow. So Steffi is like it's like she got over her worries about Sheila, which they're always going to be there, of course, but now Luna is at the forefront. So we start off by seeing Lee and Finn together, and she is pretty much telling him, "You need to protect Steffi from Luna. You don't need anything to you don't need to have anything to do with Luna. She is just like her grandmother, biological grandmother, who is." Sheila, of course. And so Lee is just telling him, leave Luna alone, like protect Steffi, choose your family. And he's trying to explain to her that that's exactly what he's trying to do. But just because he's telling them to leave me alone doesn't mean that that actually is going to work. Y'all know, you could tell, but put a restraining order on someone. That doesn't mean they're going to follow it. So he's trying to tell her that he is giving everything he has to his family. He's making the choices to be with his family and keep anyone else out of the way. So then we go to Poppy coming, and so Lee is like, "What are you doing here, Penelope?" And first of all, I like Lee with the longer hair. She's always a pretty woman to me, but the longer hair is really giving. So I do I liked her look today. But anyways, so they're going back and forth, and Poppy was just like, "Listen, I didn't come here to argue with you. I came here to talk to Finn about our child." And I said, every time. I, now Bold and the Beautiful. Now Bold. Yeah, I don't know. This storyline is just, and I know they try to justify this by saying, well, that's not really his aunt, but oh my God, that's nasty. This storyline is just weird and it is out of the line. It is out of the line. I don't know. But anyways, so she's telling him, I'm coming about our child. And I'm like, Poppy, stop saying it like that. Just say I'm coming here to talk to you about Luna. So, anyways, she tells him that, Sheila has reached out to her, and they were like, what does she want? And she said that Luna is going off on the deep end, and him Lee is like, well, Sheila would know, because she's one to go off on the deep end, so she would be the person to know about it. So they're just going back and forth over, trying to Poppy is trying to get them to understand this is different. Sheila really believes that Luna is going to come after Steffi. So you need to help me with Luna. And he's just like, I'm just going to protect my family. I don't know what kind of help you think I can give you, but I can't have any type of relationship with Luna, even if, like, he can't be around her, have any type of connection to her, even if it's to tell her to leave his family alone. He's already made that clear. So the more he has any type of interactions with her, the more she might confuse that. And so that's pretty much what it was with them, y'all. So then we get over here to Ridge and Steffi, who were talking, right? And so Ridge and Steffi are talking, and he tells her he's concerned about her because of Luna. And she says, she's worried too, but they're gonna be okay, and she's not gonna live her life in fear. Steffi's just like, it is what it is. When if Luna does something, we'll just have to be prepared for her. And then here comes Taylor. I just can't, like, y'all know I like Taylor. I still can't get into Rebecca Budding playing Taylor. I'm sorry, it's just not there for me. It's not the best recast for me. I like the last Taylor that they had. I liked her as Taylor. I had gotten used to her as Taylor, so to get rid of her just to bring Rebecca Budding, I don't know, the chemistry isn't there for me. It's just not working for me. But anyway, so she is now playing, as Taylor, and she comes in, and I said, she was like, "What has Luna done now?" Um, I was like, I don't know what Luna has done, but girl, do you ever be at work? You are always with Forrester Creation, and you are always under Ridge. And I don't really mind Taylor being back with Ridge because I figure it's her turn now. She'll get him for about maybe a year or so, and then something will happen, and he'll go back to Brooke. Hopefully, when they do their little summer vacation. Have they already done that yet? I don't think they've done it yet. When they do their little summer vacation, he doesn't go running back to Brooke. Baby, I thought she had him at the when they had the fashion show and she came out in that wedding dress. I said, "Uh-oh." But he went ahead and stayed true, even though Ridge sleeps with Taylor while thinking about Brooke. That's just the and Taylor. Pick yourself up off the floor, please. Really, I've always said I don't like either one of them with him because I feel like um he doesn't deserve Brooke or Taylor. But I mean, if Taylor, I like Taylor, so if she wants him, go ahead and get him, girl. I hope they do find Brooke somebody else though, like, cause how many times can we do this love triangle? Like it's been years. How many times can you? It's been decades. But anyways, all off topic. Let's get back on topic, y'all. Stay focused. So then they're all talking about Luna and how they need Steffi's so strong and Steffi, fought her before and all the protection. Let me tell you, that baby has Steffi's always a pretty girl, but that baby has Steffi glowing. But so they're just saying how to stay strong and be, cool, find out a way to get Luna out of their life, and that Finn can't have any relationship with her. And Luna is a troubled girl who, even if Finn wanted a relationship with her, she would have to go through years of therapy. She would have to go through years of therapy to, get to a spot where they could even trust to have a relationship. And they're just concerned about Steffi. And then Finn comes in and he says, "Don't be." Because I got Steffi, I got her. It's all good for her, and I'm gonna keep her safe, and I'm gonna protect her. And Luna's not a part of my life, not gonna be a part of my family. And let's move on. So then, Luna is over here at the gun range. Has any one of you ever been to the gun range? That's something I've always wanted to do. I need to write it like a bucket list and start doing everything that I've always wanted to do, and that is one thing. So I might do that sometime at some point this year, get my little bucket list together. But anyway, so she at the gun range, right? Now Remy is there with her because he's trying to help her, with, shooting and all that. Now he didn't know the girl was trying to go after Steffi because he's had his own obsession with somebody doing crazy stuff. But Luna, he was like, "Girl, you take it too far because why has this girl put up that picture of Steffi and is shooting the targets and everything?" I said, "Now Luna, I like a crazy, but I just like a little bit of crazy to flash every now and then. Girl, you take it to another level. You that Sheila Carter type of crazy. Well, that is your grandmother, though. So I understand. But anyway, so they go back to her after they get done with the gun range. They go back to her place, and she's talking crazy about how it's Steffi's fault she doesn't have a relationship with her dad Finn. So she starts catching him up on everything, and he's just like, he's listening to her, but you could tell he's uncomfortable. And so, he's short. Soon afterwards, he's gone from her. Like one minute he was there listening to this girl talk crazy, and then the next minute he's gone. So then we see that Poppy shows up, and she is trying once again to tell Luna to leave Finn alone. And Luna was like, "Nobody loves me, nobody cares about me. My grandma Sheila, she just like me, and she still don't even want to have anything to do with me because she want to be with Deacon so bad." Because Luna had a run in with Deacon and everything because he's trying to keep Sheila on straight and narrow. He can't do two of them. like, I don't have the bandwidth for you and your granddaughter. I can only help one of you. And Sheila said, girl, I can't help you. I can't help myself. I have to stay around Deacon to try to live on the straight and narrow. So I don't know who is going to help you. But Lee did tell Poppy, she said, this is your fault that Luna is like that because of the way you raised her or whatever. So she blames Poppy for this. I just say Luna was destined for this. Like I did. I guess it skipped a generation, child. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. Everybody's trying to tell Luna to leave everyone alone. And then there's other storylines going on. Like Liam, I'm glad they finally took that off of his head. Cause like, sir, if you're not losing your hair or anything, what's the purpose of this? I don't know what it is about Liam. I used to like that character, but even in his sickness and all that, he gets on my nerves. Like, girl, what is wrong with? Why don't you like him? I don't know what it is. I just don't. I just don't. But Hope is all back and stuff. Y'all know. Y'all been watching it, so you know Hope is back with the company and everything. So we'll see how long all this lasts, child. But moving right along, that was the bold and the beautiful for today. So going to General Hospitals, no pictures, no pictures. Going to General Hospital, y'all. We're gonna talk about a little bit of it, not too much, because I've just been lazy and I didn't feel like doing any pictures. Y'all know what they look like, and if you don't, I'll do pictures next time. But anyways, getting people out of the way. Laura and Lucky, I'm sorry, a snooze fest. I was in and out, so I can't really tell you the exact words that they were saying today. I could just sum it up as or her telling him, "Don't be gone too long. Like don't go away this time and not give any type of updates or whatever." And she understands why he has to go because Elizabeth didn't want to marry him and everything. And so then Elizabeth's at the hospital and Ted. Man, I was about to call this man Ted. Hold on just a minute. Let me get Mila. So he Martin is trying to get something because he's ambulance chasing, and she said, I ain't got nothing for you. He said, well, didn't you have your leg or whatever? She tried to switch the subject off that real quick of her accident. And so then he Tracy comes up, she talks to him, and he tells her, you gonna need me because Drew could come after you or whatever. That's it with them. I'm not going into details. So then we go to she talks to, I can't think of this doctor. Was it Gannon? Is that the doctor name? But anyway, she talks to him. So she goes to him, and the doctor is talking to her, and he is telling her about he feels like she might have left something unsaid with Lucky. So Lucky is getting ready to board his flight, right? And he gets a message from Elizabeth that says, "Wait for me." Like when you get a message like that, you think, "Oh, she's coming with me." So he begging the flight attendant to let him have 5 more minutes. He said, "You get 1 minute, sir." Then Elizabeth comes and she tells him she still loves him. And he said, "I thought you was gonna come with me." And she said, "No." Boring. Let's move on. I'm sorry. It's boring. That's why he's leaving the show now, because the storyline didn't give what it was supposed to give. And that's why he's having to leave the show now. And they went and said, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. This ain't good. It's a few storylines that General Hospital needs to wrap up. So then we go to Trina and Kyle, and he's trying to tell her that he overheard her parents talking about the escort Jacinda, and how they're going to pay her to lie on Drew. They're gonna pay her to lie on Drew. And Trina said, "You know what? Whatever my parents got going on, it's not our business. Let's stay out of it." I said, "He's not gonna stay out of it, Trina. I don't believe he's gonna stay out of it, or whatever." But that's it with them. So then we go to Portia, who is talking to, well, actually that was Portia didn't really have nothing going on today besides talking to that doctor. So we're gonna go to Curtis, who hires Felicia to try to find Jacinda because he wants to frame Drew or whatever. And so when she leaves, Jordan comes in and Jordan says, "Listen, right now you have a Drew problem." And he's like, "I can't let Portia's the mother of my child. She's a doctor. I can't let her go to he can't let her go to prison, and he cannot let her lose her medical license." He can't let her lose her medical license. So he's just like, I'm gonna have to just do what I have to do as far as framing Drew or whatever, because he's like, Drew is a bad person. I said, baby, Drew has been acting up. The last time I saw Drew, he was kind of messing with Nina, right? That's the really the last time I was just watching this soap. Because even when I wasn't reviewing it, I was still watching it every day, and then I kind of faded in and out. Because y'all know, General Hospital is one soap that I said I would probably always come back to. So I fade in and out with General Hospital, but I'm started trying to catch up on it and everything again. But so he's just like, I'm going to have to frame him. And she was like, okay, Curtis, you might get rid of a Drew problem and then you'll turn around and have a Jacinda problem. Hey, hey, hey. And he said that's the risk he's willing to take. So then we turn around and we see that it's at the after the court, and so everyone has went their separate ways. And Willow has done a great job in court showing that she's a great mom and she would be the best caretaker, it seems like, to them. They really think Nina and Willow are talking, and she really thinks the judge is doing a great thing. And so Willow is telling Nina again about what Michael said, Drew said, told the kids, or the kid Wally overheard. And Willow doesn't believe it. Willow does not believe it at all. She doesn't believe Drew would be like that. She doesn't believe he would say that to like for Wally to hear. She doesn't believe Drew said it. Period. And then you can see the frustration on Nina, and I'm like, Nina, you don't have to be frustrated, because had you told Willow that you was messing with Drew from the very beginning or at any point of this process, none of this would be happening, because we all know Willow is more than likely going to get custody of these kids. That's how I see the storyline going. Now, it might be doing something else. Y'all tell me what you think. But it looks like Willow is going to get custody of these children. And Drew wants her to get custody and, of course, move out of the state with them. So then here comes Drew coming in. And I said, man, Drew looks I'm sorry, he looks too old to be with Willow. And I'm not trying to like do an ageism. It's just the truth. He look like him and Nina match up to me because they look the same age. He looks too old to be with Willow. And but anyways, Willow, and because Willow to me, she's all into this cult. Like where's your mind frame, girl? Like go to therapy. Like seek help, because you are too gullible and will fall for these cult like leaders or men anytime. Like you were in a cult doing this exact same thing, just blindly following some man. And now here you go with Drew, and it's almost cult like as well. Cult like as well with Drew, where you just blindly are following him along too. And he could do no wrong. Like it's almost this hero worship she has of Drew. And I'm like, bust her bubble, Nina. Tell her what's really going on. Tell her that after. See, first of all, Willow, why would you want to be with Drew when you know he was with your mother-in-law? You know he was with your he's your husband's uncle. Like, why would you want to be with him in the first place? Ain't that the uncle? Or is it a nephew? I don't know, child. Y'all tell me in the comments. But anyways, why would you want to be with him in the first darn place? Yes, it's uncle. It's uncle, right? I don't know. It might be cousin. I don't know. Anyways, child, why would you want to be with him in the first place? And then when you think about if she knew that he was sleeping with her mama while he was trying to come under her, I said, baby, y'all really tore this Drew character down. Like he really didn't have, like we didn't know who he was, because Cameron Matheson came in and started playing him, and it was like, who are you? Because at one point they wanted him to be a goody two shoes like Curtis, right? But it was like, you can't have that because you already got Curtis. And then it was like, oh, we're gonna make him into like come back like a Jason or something. And it was like, this ain't really. And so then it was just like, okay, we're just gonna completely do a 180 on the character and make him a jerk. And it's like, dang, this is like, what are y'all trying to do with the Drew character? What are y'all trying to do with him? Because This isn't it either. Like at this point, just get him off the show. I'm just like, just let him go make his Lifetime movies or whatever because it's not work. Or just completely revamp him into somebody else because it's not working. Stop that. Because it's not working. Like this whole thing that they have going on right now is it doesn't work for me. But anyways, so Drew comes in and Willow says she just needs some air. And Drew was wanting to go with her, and she said, "No, I just need to go, and just get some time by myself." And so then Nina tells Drew, "I know you are despicable and you're disgusting, and I don't like you." She didn't say all that, but that's what I heard. So she was telling him all of these things, and she said, "But I know you wouldn't do that to Wiley, where you would um have him overhear you saying that his father doesn't want him because he has a new baby with Sasha. I guess the baby name is Daisy." So she said, and he did it on purpose, and of course, and he said he needed to hear what he needed to hear so that Willow could get full custody, and all of you will thank me, even you, whenever Willow gets full custody tomorrow, because he wants to take them and go to Washington with them. I said, "True. How disgusting can you be?" So then Michael goes over to the house and he meets up with Sonny and Jason and Carly. And he tells them, "Listen, if Willow gets full custody tomorrow, I'm going to leave. I'm gonna take my kids and I'm gone." And he said, "Jason, work it out where Sasha and Daisy can see me if they want to. You know, they'll but he gonna become a fugitive." And so of course Carly is like, "No, Michael, you can't do that. You can't do that." I said, "Carly, stop being selfish right now. This probably is the best thing that could he can do." Hold on. Like this is probably the best thing for him to do. Like if he, because Drew is evil and he has to get his children away from Drew, right? And so she's just like, "Michael, no, but I just, you're gonna take the kids away. You're gonna go away again." And so she's thinking of, I'm like, "Carly, stop thinking about yourself. Like, I don't." I like, and by the way, I like this recast of Michael. I like Rory. I liked him when he was on Young and the Restless, and he brought that Young and the Restless. You know how Young and the Restless is, to me, it's like a dark soap, and when they speak, they don't project their voices, but you can still hear every. And he brought that to this soap, whereas everyone else is kind of speaking louder or projecting their voices. His is more subtle, and it's a he Young and the Restless, to me, when they have the main characters and they're darker, they have darker undertones of the character. And I feel like he brought that to Michael at this point in because I feel whenever there was the little Michael, the red haired little young man, and then he went off to prison. I think Chad did a good job playing that Michael, but this Michael needs to be darker. And I don't know if Chad could have done that just because we had gotten used to his mannerisms as Michael or whatever. So this one is more, you could see him being like more in the way of Sonny to me. That's how I feel. He's more in the way of Sonny, the way he does things. Or you don't remember what is his name? Alcazar, the way he was just dark. It was just a dark character. Anyways, this was a great recast. He didn't miss a, like, I think you needed that break between Chad and him coming, but he didn't miss a beat. He's playing this as a great Michael. Anyways, he leaving. He's gonna leave the country with these kids because he said, "I'm not having my children around Drew." That's just all it is to it, right? So then we see that they all agree on it, and he tells them, "I'm gonna take the kids to the park." And Carly gets upset whenever Michael leaves, and she's like, "Sonny, say something." And Sonny said, "What you want me to do?" She was like, "Talk to him, stop him from doing this." And Sonny said, "I can't tell him not to do something that I would do. I would do the same thing." He was like, "Drew is dangerous, Carly. The kids don't need to be around him." And he was like, "You were in court. How was it?" And so Sonny got a phone call and he had to leave. But Carly did tell Jason that, yeah, Willow could possibly get full custody. And if she does get full custody, she could see why Michael want to leave. But she doesn't think this is the way to go about it. But it is what it is, because at the end of the day, those are Michael's children and he's going to make the best decision for them. So then we see that Michael and Willow meet up at the park by accident. He just taking the kids to the park, and she went there, and she said, Michael didn't have to go like be this way, but he's telling her like, you want Drew, you made your decision and want Drew, and then they both got a notification on their phone that the judge had made the decision on who's gonna get full custody. And that's it. I said, why can't y'all just split custody? But I guess neither one are wanting to bend, so one of them is going to get full custody, and the other one's going to. I said, well, if y'all both say you love the kids, why wouldn't you work something out? Work. I don't know, because, anyways, child, that's it. That's all I have for these two soaps, because I'm still catching up on Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless. I tried to watch Beyond the Gates, and honestly, what I saw about on Beyond the Gates, I kind of did like. I just can't get into it. I just can't get into it to watch it full time. But when I did watch some of it, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the episode, and I see but I just can't. It's not something that I just want to get into full time. So I haven't done that yet. But I might one day, like whenever I get. But right now, it's just really I'm just watching General Hospital and The Bold and the Beautiful. One, because The Bold and the Beautiful is only 30 minutes, and then General Hospital because that's my go-to soap. Like if I really want to watch a soap, that's the one I go to all the time, because that's the one I grew up watching. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to enjoy the rest of your day.